I'm going to demonstrate leg press today. It's obviously one of the easiest exercises to do considering it's at a fixed axis. You don't have to dictate really technique as much as you would in a squat. We are going to talk about a couple adjustments that some leg presses do have. One is the back support adjustment. It can go up further, it can go down further. Of course, the further you go down, the fuller range of motion you can actually create. The more your body's back, the further your legs can go towards your body. The further this is upright, the least it has a lesser range of motion. Your legs get a little shorter. You can also place your feet shoulder width apart or pointed slightly out. Just a general rule of thumb, when your toes are pointed straight forward, like a foot apart, that's working more of your vastus lateralis. That's the outside of your quad. Is it isolating it? Absolutely not. It just tends to get a little more firing action when your feet are closer together and your toes are pointed. When you go slightly out, you're hitting more of your vastus medialis, the inner part of your quad and the inner part of your legs. Again, you're gonna incorporate and fire all the muscles in the leg doing either way. The best thing to do is to create a variation. Change it up week after week. Don't do all of them versus the other. So I'm gonna get in here and demonstrate the leg press with both feet stance. I'm gonna keep this pad all the way back because for my personal preference, I like to get a little fuller range of motion. One important thing about leg press too is, you're breathing. Make sure you don't hold your breath on the way down. You typically want to inhale on exertion, inhale when it's coming down, exhale on exertion. Some people like to hold their breath on the way down. I like to keep breathing. So first one I'm going to demonstrate is your feet closer together. You're going to push off. Oh, another thing too is how high to keep your feet. Obviously, the lower you go on the platform, the more bend in the knee that's going to occur. The more quads are going to be engaged. The more you walk your feet up, the less bend in the knee that occurs. More mechanical advantage, you have the less heavier weight. More glutes, a little more hamstrings involved. But again, still the whole leg is being incorporated. It's more or less shifting distribution of weight more to one portion of the quad or the leg than the other, but the whole leg is working. So I'm gonna go right in the middle. Feet close together, toes pointing straight ahead. Full range of motion. Now for this, I don't like personally to lock out. Locking out, you should never do. Keep a slight bend in the knee. And when you come down, decelerate the weight. Most important thing a lot of people do is they do this. And then they bounce. You can break your ribs on a leg press. That can happen. I've seen it happen. So decelerate the weight, control the weight, press. Be very fluid. When people come up and they stop here, you're resting. It makes it easier. So get to the, you're training to muscular failure, so you want to get to the job done. So be very fluent, consistent, in control of the weight. Now I'm going to demonstrate it slightly different. Feet a little wider, toes pointed out. Again, you're hitting more of the inner thigh, vastus medialis, inner part of the quadricep muscle. Again, you are working the whole quads, but the emphasis is just changing. Now you're almost like you're mimicking like you're sitting down. Very fluent, very controlled. And that is your leg press.